everybody. Welcome back to UncutAlly. My name's Allie.
I'm Chris. Welcome back.
And this be Canyon. Canyon, you kicked my phone down. I needed that.
Welcome back to Uncut Advice.
Yes, where we go through Reddit relationship advice. Sorry, I need my phone. Post. And give our uncut advice. Hi, Canyon.
He's in the laundry.
He's in our laundry basket. Thank you to the last one going viral by my means. Oh, I just kicked the camera.
Oh, it's okay.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Viral by my means.
Not okay.
Okay, sorry. We got like over 550 views.
Yeah.
Insane. I got like 5 new subscribers. So thank you all. Welcome. Excuse me, sir. I'm talking. Oh, now Kai's joining him. Thank you so much and welcome. I assume most of you did not watch the Batman episode that was posted on Wednesday. You know, I do more than just this, and this is always going to be my own little variety show, sharing the things that I love and the things that I like, and cats. So I hope you understand, and I hope you're along for the journey, and you don't have to watch what you don't like to watch, but I don't know, I think we're pretty fun, so
yeah,
come along. But uncut advice. This is our opinions. We would love healthy discourse.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, I think it was mostly healthy discourse on the one that got recommended a lot, which I appreciate. So even the people who disagreed, thank you for keeping it respectful at least. Yeah. Even if I disagree with what you said. And except to the person who called Chris my gay best friend. I am your gay best friend. And said it's a red flag if he is my boyfriend. That was funny. It was hilarious. It was dumb. That's the dumbest thing. That's insane to comment that on somebody's post. But thanks for engaging with us. And this is my lovely husband, for those who don't know.
We're married.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody.
Yeah. It's a front. He's my gay best friend. Can you stop scratching?
They probably won't hear it that much.
Okay, good. Because he's just sitting in the bottom just going... And it's like that laundry basket texture. Anyway. Yeah. So it's our own opinions. Healthy discourse is fine. Appreciate hearing your thoughts. There's a fine line between being toxic and abusive and being in a bad situation, not knowing how to communicate, yada, yada, yada. Advice in a toxic and abusive relationship is get out if you can. And this is not to promote any toxic behaviors. Yeah. And there's a third one. Oh, no judgment. No. Yes, no judgment a little bit. But we're only going off of what we know. There are always more circumstances. There's always more to the story than what is said. So we can only go off of what we know. Cool. Well, it's my turn to bring one.
What have you brought to the table today?
I brought a little less of a scandalous one. I thought it was interesting. It had family dynamics more at play. Sorry, I'm very uncomfortable. And I think it's a good one. When I was looking for ones, there was one that was my husband's accusing me of murder, and it was long, and one of the comments was girl, get a lawyer. Do not forgive him for this.
Don't post this on Reddit, girl.
Insanity. So I'm let's keep it a little lighter. I want something where I feel like we can give advice, not just judging the person and being why are you with them? Yeah. It's more of a short but complex situation and a little lighter than I think my husband thinks I murdered his sister. So shall we? Yeah. This one comes from Sad Womp Womp. I realize we never read the name.
Are they sad?
They must be. And I always link the story in the description. Yeah. So it's not required to say whose story it is since it's linked. But anyway. Is it weird if I, 22 female, send over... Nope. That's the wrong story. Hold on. Hold on.
What story is that?
I don't know. I think when Canyon dropped my phone, It went to a different story.
Oh, okay.
Let's try this again. This one's by Throw RA 264-992-7655. Okay, there's too many numbers.
It's a throwaway account.
I hope that's not a phone number.
That's a throwaway account.
Yeah, but why do they have 10 numbers? Anyway.
It's a throwaway account.
Partner, 31 male, called me, 27 female, at work to tell me off, whilst he was in front of his entire family.
What?
How do I approach this?
Oh, no.
I acknowledge I have a tendency to overthink when I feel embarrassed, so I'm hoping to get some clarity on this before I get home and have to speak with him. I work on Sundays and had a phone call from my partner in the middle of my shift. I happened to be driving, so I picked it up and said hello.
Hello.
Apparently, he had his car valeted earlier and then went to his parents' house to see them and his sister for dinner. They all went out to see his newly cleaned car and noticed some marks on the side of it. Apparently, it's pretty obvious that I've caused these marks because I parked next to him and my door would open to that spot. I feel awful.
Apparently.
I know. I feel awful for this and apologize because I didn't realize I had done it. Anyway, he was giving me a bit of an awkward dressing down about it. Neither one of us likes conflict, but he obviously wasn't happy, but wouldn't accept my offer to pay for the marks to be fixed. Then I realized his whole family was in the background listening to this conversation.
Oh, jeez.
I was very embarrassed that they had overheard everything he said and felt a little humiliated in all honesty. I've never gotten the impression his mom and sister liked me very much, and I'm worried this will only make that worse. I should say that my partner thinks this is all in my head. I asked him if we could please talk it out later, and he said yes. Cut to the next time I'm out driving in the car on my shift, he rings me again.
Yeah.
I know he's probably tracked my location to make sure he's not interrupting me in the office, so he knows I have no reason to not pick up, which made me feel like I had to.
Oh, that's weird.
He was calling again in front of his whole family.
What?
To make sure I know he's not angry and I don't need to be worried about it.
Oh, great.
Fine. That's pretty nice of him, but again in front of his family, which now has me worried they think I'm some dragon lady gaslighting him into not being angry.
Oh, God.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say, who knows?
Okay.
Honestly, who knows?
I said that's okay, but can we please just discuss this privately at home, which he accepted.
Jeez.
I'm due to be home to him in 30 minutes, and I have no idea how to approach this.
Due to be home to him?
They're British.
Oh, okay.
They put mum for mom.
Makes sense.
I am sorry that I caused a mark on his car, and I will pay to have it fixed. I just feel pretty humiliated about how he chose to bring it up. I have no idea how to ask him not to do that again without sounding like I'm turning the entire thing on him. How can I approach this?
I mean, obviously you should never make your problems other people's problems. And it feels like he did it intentionally, and then his family told him off, and then he was like, hey,
yeah, that
sorry.
callback was like,
I'm sorry, my family was wondering why I called you, kind of thing. That's how I feel. I feel like that's not okay, obviously, to do that in a public scenario, but this is a little more nuanced than what we would normally talk about.
Yeah, it's usually clearly like,
I'm like, what the
please leave that man.
Yeah.
Any other initial thoughts on your end?
I mean, I think this is something that can be worked through just with a conversation. It seems like it's not like relationship ending by any means. But I do want to understand from his perspective why he called then. Was it just that he was upset? But if, I don't know, his whole family was listening in on it, kind of, or they were just around.
Either way, that's not the time to call about.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I feel like you could text, Yeah. This isn't 40 years ago. I would be like, hey, I saw some marks on my car. It aligns with where you park. Mm-hmm. I'm not happy about it, but I understand shit happens. If that's actually how he feels.
Well, I would just wait till I got home then.
Yeah.
I wouldn't text that either, because you'd be like,
well, I'm just saying, if you feel like you need to get it out or say something then and there, a text where no one else is involved, and the fact that you called when you saw it makes it feel a lot bigger than he's saying it is at during the second call.
Right. I mean, that was his initial anger if he just saw it, right?
Yeah.
So I kind of get from his perspective, it's like, what the fuck? Like, because he just got his car back,
But
right?
let's say, like, you are with your mom and dad.
Yeah.
And you see that. Would you call me immediately if I'm at work?
I hope not. I would hope not.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's not the right... I get it, but it's not the right time.
Even if you're mad,
yeah,
you have to be able to contextualize where you are.
Right.
It's probably not the right time if there are other people around that can judge the person. Especially if he suddenly is like, I don't care that much.
Yeah.
Like, what's the purpose of the call? Why did you call?
He probably like got immediately intensely angry.
But it seems like
control
no, because she was like, it was an awkward dressing down. And then he agreed to talk about it at home anyway. Like,
yeah.
Like that's my main question. What was the purpose of the call?
I'm just, I
that
know.
It needed to be right then and there.
Yeah.
In front of people while she's at work.
Right. I mean, I honestly think he was with his family. He saw it. He's like, hang on a minute. Hey, what the hell is this?
But why?
Because he was angry.
But
I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying I think that's what happened.
Yeah, but like... if I was mad at you and I was with my family...
Yeah.
I would be...
You'd probably
like,
wait a minute.
if I felt like I had to call you...
Yeah.
I'd walk outside.
Right,
I'd go to a different room. Like, I would not be in front of them and be like... What is wrong with you? How could you have hit my car? This is my new car.
Right. Because then you look like a total asshole, not only to her, but to your entire family, I feel like, for making, like, your business with your significant other everyone else's business. So I'm guessing his family was like, well, that was a little uncalled for. And then he was like,
I hope so. You know? It's just, like, also... I don't know. My mom has always said, and this is what her mom used to say to her, like, I don't want to hear about your problems in your relationship.
Yeah.
Because you're going to forgive the person, and I'm not going to forgive the person. When you bring other people into your relationship problems, like, there's a line. I think venting can be okay in certain circumstances. It depends on how serious the issue is. Depends on... If, like, I don't like doing it, I wouldn't do it, like, in the middle of an argument, you know?
No.
But, like, if you need advice on something, that's one thing. I don't know. Other people should never be, like, your first step before your partner.
Absolutely.
Like, that's kind of my issue, where it's, like... And, like, posting on Reddit's one thing. Like, people don't know you. But, like, people who have a tie to you and have a tie to your partner now have this judgment on your partner that... you might forgive. And they might not
same
forgive,
day.
You know? Yeah, like, if you haven't worked it out with your partner, I feel like other people shouldn't be your first step. And even, like, even in workshopping it with your partner, trying to bring it's a very delicate, like, very certain circumstances would, like, I don't think I would ever bring people in, but I understand, like, some people like outward advice. Especially, like, it's more forgivable, I think, in newer relationships. But, like, if you've been together for X amount of years and you can't communicate well, that you, like, bring other people into it, it's a little red flaggy for me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like bringing people into my stuff because it's 7 years together.
Dude, I don't know. At least 7.
7 years together.
Yeah.
If there's an issue we can't work out, like, that is a red flag, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying it's breakup worthy, and this is kind of, like, a little unrelated, because it doesn't seem like he's asking for advice from them, but it's still, like, he's bringing them into an issue that they could judge her off of, and, like, I don't want people judging my partner when, like, I know the great things about my partner. I don't want them to have bad examples that they're tied to, because you're not resolving it with the, like,
right.
If person A and person B have an issue and they bring in person C, person A and person B resolve it, But now person B and person C haven't resolved it yet.
Yes.
Person C has that issue now.
Well, so now like she has to almost apologize to like everybody that he's told.
Exactly.
So that they know that like what the amicable resolution was instead of
like there's loose ends
other
now.
things.
It's
Right.
not just kept in.
fragmented.
But like I understand like getting advice sometimes. I think it really depends on the situation. It depends on how serious you are.
Yeah.
And like are you actually going to take that person's advice? Cuz, you know, I've had people come to me for advice and then not take my advice, and it's like, what was the point? You could have just decided your own decision on your own.
What you were already gonna do.
Yeah, or like not actually listen to the person. Like if a couple does bring in another person to help,
Yeah.
not listen to that person's advice, and it's like you're both asking me for advice and you're just not taking it.
Mm.
It's just it depends on the situation, is what I will say.
Yeah.
But this situation, one, was small enough that like you didn't need to bring somebody in. I think it's a U curve of when you should bring somebody in. Small, but like you need to vent it out. It's already resolved. Fine chatting about it. But then like as it gets more serious, it's like, oh, maybe I shouldn't really talk about it.
Yeah.
But then it like gets in like abusive, toxic territory of like, I'm at my wit's end. I don't know if I should be with this person. Like, you should probably get help. I think there's a difference between venting, seeking advice for an issue that you and your partner should be resolving, and then needing help.
Right. I mean, I think at like every gathering, like we'll like talk shit about each other in like a funny way, but it's like clearly meant to be petty or whatever. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
I don't know. Like I feel like I have conversations with friends all the time. It's like, oh yeah, like the dishes are dirty sometimes, or like Chris never does the dishes. But like that's like such a funny, like it's not like I'm never gonna judge that person for that. You know, like I feel like that's the lightheartedness as an example of like a lighthearted thing to talk about.
But that's not an issue we're having.
No, I guess you're right. It's more just like pet
And
peeves and
like
stuff.
I've never done that, been like the catalyst.
No.
Like if other people are like, yeah, does Chris ever like forget to take out the trash? I'm like, yeah, he's a little dumb.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm talking about like I'm not seeking advice for it.
That's true. What do I do about Chris not taking out the trash?
Chris doesn't do anything around the house.
What do I
What
do?
should I do? No, like I don't think that's
Leave him.
leave him. I don't think that's relevant.
Yeah.
we should get merch that just says leave him.
I don't think that's relevant.
You know, like we're not seeking advice. I think that's
Yes.
more on the like venting aspect of it. But even then, like
Yeah.
there's no emotion tied to it.
Yeah.
It's just talk. Are you talking shit about me at all at every gathering?
Oh yeah. No.
What? That's what threw me off. I was like, are you talking about me at every party?
She sucks. No. She's terrible.
Yeah, I got really worried.
No.
I was like, what do you mean?
See, we communicated and it was a
At
misunderstanding.
every gathering. God damn.
Yeah. I'm the doctor. I prescribe an ounce of communication and an ounce of weed. You're welcome. Just kidding. I prescribe that you talk to each other in private and do not bring your issues up while you're with family members. That's my prescription.
Yeah. Like, I think. Right. Now, here's the other half of it.
Uh-oh. What's wrong?
A lot of things she said were red flags to me, other than.
Just how she talked about the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, barring the actual issue aside, which is. The solution to that is talk to your partner. Say, hey, it made me really uncomfortable that your family was around listening to this. For me, this is a private issue that we could have discussed. I would appreciate if moving forward, you either wait until we get home and are in private, text me, or call me when you're away from other people, because I don't feel comfortable with other people, especially your family members, having these bad examples or being involved in something that's a you and I situation.
Yeah.
That is how you communicate that. His reactions will tell whether you should leave him or not.
Yeah.
Like, that should be a conversation, and he should say, I apologize. I wasn't thinking, or I was just reactive, and
Shouldn't
I
have
won't
done
do that again. I'm sorry. Like, it's not but, like, acknowledging that you might have done something wrong of, like, I'm so sorry I hit your car. Resolving that, but then bringing up, like, can we talk about this? Like, I don't want to ignore the fact that, like, I might have done something wrong. However, this situation, what I just said.
Yeah.
That's the solution to that.
Right.
Now we're working backwards to every red flag.
Okay, maybe I didn't even pick them up. You're probably picking them up better than me.
Anybody who comes to Reddit for advice is already an orange flag to me, because that means that you don't feel comfortable talking to your partner. Especially for, like, things like this.
Well, this could have just been a conversation immediately.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have been on Reddit at all, probably.
Like, the fact that she's like, he tells me it's all in my head and I'm overreacting about a lot of things is making me anxious that I'm overreacting about this. Red flag.
Red flag. We should get red flags to throw.
Oh my god, we should. We should get, like in football, they have, like, the yellow flag. We should just throw a red flag. That's not good. Yes, sometimes people are overreactive or underreactive to things. Mm-hmm. However, unless you are, like, taking everything the wrong way, and even then, like, there's probably a reason or a source, or maybe you're a sensitive person. Like, your partner should understand you, should understand your reactions. Like, Chris gets me. I'm bipolar, so I, like, not using as a colloquial term, I have bipolar disorder.
Yeah.
I have very large emotions, and I stay in my emotions, and I can switch very quickly, just very surface level for context. And he knows this. Mm-hmm. Is it frustrating? I'm sure sometimes it gets to be, but he's never been like, babe, you're imagining it. It's all in your head. Why did you react this way? But I'm also like, I feel like I reacted very big for how it was. And you're like, yeah, but, like, I get it. Like,
yeah,
I
understand.
You can be a lot, or you can be out of the norm of a reaction. Your partner should not tell you it's all in your head. Your partner should still be understanding of, mm-hmm. Hey, babe, I get it. Like, this hurt you. Maybe you took it a little too far, but, like, I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
So if you're now feeling like every reaction you have is in your head, that you have to come to Reddit for a seemingly small issue.
Yeah. Gotta work through that.
That's not good. Like, Is your partner making you feel this way? Is your partner making you feel like your emotions are not valid, your reactions are not valid? Even if they're out of the norm, even if they're bigger than you'd like them to be? One, are you aware of this and, like, taking responsibility for it? But two, are they pushing this narrative on you of you're crazy? Because that's not good. That feels like a whole other conversation to have of, you don't make me feel like my feelings are valid. You make me feel like everything's in my head. I'm overreacting. And some things might be. But the fact that, like, something like this makes you feel that immediately, that you're questioning yourself over everything, you need to work that out as well. I'd say that's the bigger underlying issue of, why do you feel this way? What is being said to you? Is it more of a healthy, I have issues that we're working out and he's helping me through with it? Or is it more of the, everything I do and say and think is underplayed and it's too big and I feel like I'm under a microscope every day? Like, there's that spectrum of, you need a little healthy kick in the butt because you do have issues, or, like, you need help regulating, all the way to this person is pushing you down and making you feel less than and inadequate and overreactive and crazy. So maybe some self-reflection of, what is it? Where do I feel like I'm landing without judging myself? Without that judgment of, oh, I'm overreacting. What if you just reacted how your heart would react? Where do you think that would place? and have that conversation of where that place is and what you're comfortable with, and if your partner's making you uncomfortable. Because that was the bigger issue to me. Like, the family thing could be resolved easily with a conversation of, I'm uncomfortable. Yeah. I'm sorry you were uncomfortable. Mm. You hit my car. I'm sorry I hit your car. That was the bigger underlying issue for me.
Wow. That's deep.
Thoughts?
I wouldn't have even thought about that, honestly. I would have just been like, oh, silly issue. Done. Just talk to him.
No.
And end episode.
I could tell you were wrapping up, and I'm like, I have so much more to say.
I was super surprised. Makes a lot of sense, though. Like, just, you're good at reading between the lines, I think, and that's...
Because I'm crazy.
Yeah, you are.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, it could be nothing, but...
something to consider.
There was a flag raised, you know?
Right, something we cannot ignore that needs to be thought about.
Yep.
No, I love that a lot.
So much hair on this mic.
Yeah. It goes on the floor and all the cat's hair everywhere. Yeah. But that's a really good point. That's something underlying that hopefully will come out of this experience of posting this little seemingly meaningless thing on Reddit, is hopefully getting a better understanding with your partner and making sure you're not feeling undermined. You're totally right.
Yeah. And less of a big issue. How does he know you hit his car?
And how do you not know you hit his car?
Because, like, if it left marks...
yeah.
You would feel it.
Wouldn't you, like, bang into and be like, oh, shit, sorry, babe. That's one thing. Number two, I feel like you'd see the damage on your door as well. You'd be like, oh, my paint's chipping off. Like, you guys need to do some analysis.
Yeah.
Someone needs to be a little more aware of what's going on.
Because, like, I don't know. If when we were in the garage, if I had, like, marks on my car, our roommate at the time would park next to me, I would have been like, hey, did you hit my car?
Yeah.
I mean, it depends. Like, if you know, like, if I just looked at my car and it was fine, and I've only parked one place, it'd be obvious.
But the other question is, like, if your door hits another car, it, like, doesn't leave, like, any visible mark, really, unless you, like, fucking, like, sent it. Like, I don't even understand. Like, I've done that so much by accident, and, like, there's been no damage whatsoever.
Just out here hitting cars. Just breaking windows.
Not a lot. But, like, you know, sometimes you'd be like, oops, open the door slightly too far, and I, like, tapped someone. And,
no,
like,
I'm so careful about that.
I just swing it open.
I see.
Sometimes I just swing it open. Well, like, I hit the garage probably once a week when I open my door, but as an example. Not the garage.
I hit the trash cans.
Oh, yeah.
I hit the trash cans so often.
You hit them a lot. Remember when you just drove through them and, like, with the side mirror, and you scraped this guy's side mirror and all that?
A little bit. I also know I hit the scooter that was parked in front of the car.
Yeah.
And then it fell on, and it left a little red dent.
Oh, yeah, it did on the hood. Yeah.
Good times. Anyway, but, like, let's say I noticed, and she's like, he just got it valeted, and now he's parking to see that. You know, like, it's been enough places that...
It could have been anything.
It could have been anything. Like, my first thought would not be, I need to call you because you did this. Like, that's a little orange flag.
And also her assuming that she did. She's like, oh, I guess I did.
Yeah,
immediately.
Like just accepts that she's to blame for things.
Yeah.
Kind of relates to the bigger underlying issue of, like...
That's a good point.
What is being pushed onto you versus, like, are you actually just, like, a lot? Not that being a lot's an issue.
Because, like, I mean, that's such a generic accident to happen.
Yeah.
Like, of course you park next to their car, but guess what? Every time they park somewhere, people also park next to the car.
Yeah. So, I don't know if
I would need to do some math.
Call you. I would text you and be like, do you remember hitting my car?
And you'd be like, no. And be like,
and then I send you a picture, like, there's 2 marks, and, like, it's the color of the Tesla, because he has a Tesla.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It's just, like, immediate blame concerns me.
Also, stop caring about your cars.
No.
Okay.
That was one thing I wanted to bring up on his side of why I understand maybe if he had a bigger reaction.
Yeah.
Because his parents and sister were coming to see his new car.
Yeah.
And, like, the first marks on your new car are always the hardest.
No, you're right.
You yelled at me for wiping the Civic screen.
Oh my God, why would you do that?
And you're like, there's streaks all over it. I still don't see streaks. And every day he's like, nope, they're still there.
She wiped the screen with a credit card.
No, I didn't.
She did.
No, it was not a credit card.
It was your ID. It was a plastic card.
It was not.
You wiped the screen with it, and then now there's just scratches all over the fucking thing.
I did not do that. It was not a plastic card. That's insane.
It was.
I would not do that.
That's why I was pissed. It was.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
No, it wasn't. I refuse to believe that. I thought it was like a paper thing.
No.
I stand behind.
You used your plastic credit card and scraped it.
Nope.
Yes.
I don't believe you.
Oh my god.
I wouldn't do that. That's dumb.
That's why I was upset.
I don't think that's true.
That's why I was upset.
I don't think that's true. I think it was like a paper thing and it left.
That wouldn't have left
marks.
a scratch. The only reason it left a scratch is because it was plastic.
It was not plastic. I would not do that.
Oh my god, you did though.
Mm-mm.
Anyway, I actually do get it, but because my car has a shit ton of marks because I already bought it used as hell, like I have zero care anymore about anything happening to it. But I get if it's a new car, you feel differently.
I don't like this slander. I don't think it was plastic.
Okay.
We can agree to disagree.
I'll concede that I don't remember the exact material, but I'm pretty sure it was plastic.
And I'm pretty sure it was not.
You think it was paper?
I think it was either paper or like a wipe.
It wasn't a wipe.
I think it was like something wet, and that's why you were mad.
No.
I don't know. Either way, it was not plastic. I'll smack you.
I don't care anymore, though. To be clear,
we agree to disagree on what it was.
What do you think it was? Just kidding.
What do you think Allie wiped the center console with? Anyway, I understand getting upset. Like the first cut is the deepest.
Yeah.
Like when when a possession gets a mark or like gets damaged in some way, even small, you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
Especially like you just got the car.
Yeah.
You're showing it off to your family.
That is.
You're like, what the fuck is this?
It's like keyed on the whole side of it.
So I would give him the benefit of the doubt of like being like, babe, like I get that.
Okay. He got being
However, no, didn't say that. However, I think he still should have like had the love of her enough to be like, I'm gonna go talk to her, give me a minute, walk away.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I understand the immediate call and then calling again and being like, babe, I might have overreacted. It's my new car, you know? But the family makes it more of an issue of like, you could have just walked away. You could have been like, give me a minute. You could have texted her with the damage, you know?
Yep.
But who knows if you did the damage? I worry that he's immediately blaming her for things and putting a lot of pressure and blame on her for things.
Right.
So that's my question of like, what's going on in your house? Is everything okay? Yeah.
I like it.
And see if you did the damage actually. Like,
do some
is there damage on your car?
Is it where you open your door into his car?
Like exactly? Is it the same color? Where has the car been? Like, if it's on the passenger, like, you wouldn't notice that until you brought your family around, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, let's also talk about, like, maybe it's not me. Maybe don't blame me immediately.
Right.
Not saying it might be you.
Yeah. Well,
but,
oops.
We should work on thinking of other options and considering other components before immediately blaming you.
Yeah.
So that's my advice to OP. Have that conversation with your partner. One, about the situation at hand and how you were uncomfortable with it, because you're not overreacting. That's uncomfortable. And I don't know if it said like how long you've been together, but like a newer relationship, also that added pressure of like I need to impress them, and now they have this bad story about me.
Right.
Yeah. And then 2, take a good look, see if you did that damage, you know? And 3, take an even deeper look and see what's going on in your relationship, and do you constantly feel like you need to question your reactions, and is there a basis of it? Do you have like a emotional or behavioral problem, and like he's helping you keep that in check because you don't want to have big reactions? Or is it more like, every time I react, it's just a mess. It's always too much. I can't, everything I do is wrong in his eyes.
Yeah.
We don't know. But communication will get you through, and if you're both willing to honestly communicate, listen to one another, I don't think this is a break-upable thing, but
yeah,
if you are actually being manipulated or being put down and seen as less than overreactive, you should find somebody who loves you and appreciates you for who you are, how you react. And if you do have issues, there are better ways to go about it than making you feel guilty and to blame. People will understand if there are reasons why maybe you do react a little bigger than you'd like to. And work through that with somebody who supports you and is less judgmental of it. But maybe none of these are actually an issue. And maybe you do overthink a lot. And this is how you overthink. You post everywhere and you get nervous about it. And that's okay. But your partner should understand this about you and be gentle about it. Like, hey, it's okay. My parents love you. I understand why you think XYZ. So somebody should always be understanding. Yeah. Person should always be understanding. Mm-hmm. Regardless of who's right or wrong. Should always be understanding of the other person's
point of view.
Thank you. The other person's point of view and perspective on things, and be able to communicate to understanding each other and accepting each other's, and find the truth within that and find the resolution. And if you can't, you don't need them.
I agree.
Any other
No.
I did a lot of talking this one.
Yeah, I didn't even think about any of that stuff, so that's why.
You a little dumb?
Yeah.
Are you a little dumb?
I didn't think about it.
He's not dumb. Any other thoughts, Christopher?
No. It was a good one. A lot of good, deep advice.
Yeah.
Secret advice.
I like giving advice that's not just like, what the fuck? But that's always a fun one.
That is fun.
Well, that's all I got. Let me know what y'all think. Communication, open, honest communication. That'll get you through whatever issues you're having, and it's not shameful if a relationship doesn't work out. Mm-hmm. Sometimes things happen, and sometimes you just aren't meant to be together or not compatible anymore, and that's okay. But the only way to get there amicably and together is communicating. Mm-hmm. The only way to work things out is communicating.
Always.
Open, honest.
Mm-hmm. Always.
Always. Forever.
Forever.
Forever. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Have a great day and a happy birthday. And I love you. Bye.